Yo, what is up, guys? We're here for another video. We have Azyrite back again. Azyrite had an awesome guide for us last week about Cassia. This week he's going to be teaching everyone about Orphea. If you don't know Azyrite, he's one of the best DPS players in the entire world. He's playing in the playoffs as of this recording this weekend of the CCL, so fingers crossed that it went well. Besides that, this video is sponsored by HeroesHearth, so drop them a follow, twitch.tv/HeroesHearth. HeroesHearth is the very biggest league in all of Heroes of the Storm right now. All the pro players are back from HGC days. A lot of insane casters. Grubby's casting. Production's insane. Really big prize pool. It's super hype. So if you guys haven't seen HeroesHearth at all, check it out. It's at twitch.tv/HeroesHearth. Link in the description below. And besides that, what's up, Azyrite? How you doing today?
Yo, what's up, Chillrogg? I'm doing fine.
All right, so we're starting off with this Orphea guide again. I don't know how Orphea works, but I saw you literally 1v5 on Sky Temple 1 week in the CCL with her, frontlining into like the most dangerous enemy comp with like a Diablo and all these scary things, and you're just full health in the enemy team, just like AoEing all of them in the front line. So we want to know how to do that.
Yeah, well, it's just basically Orphea is one of those heroes that can basically carry an entire team if you play if you use your abilities right and just keep track of the enemy's abilities. You can basically just carry really hard. I think it's one of the best heroes that you can carry with, basically.
That's awesome. I feel like a lot of people want that too in HoTS.
Yeah.
Stuck in the Storm League ranks. So, all right. So, level 1 talent. What are you thinking about at level 1?
So, my go-to level 1 is the passive Ancestral Strength. It's basically the best. It's super good. Just take this. It's slow. It makes your passive slow. Whenever you hit one of your abilities, you get a stack. And every time you auto attack with a stack, it slows the target. So if you're chasing a target and you just keep queuing, auto attacking, then another queue, they're gonna be slowed and you're gonna have an easier time to hit your next ability.
Oh.
So,
and they take bonus damage.
Yeah, they take bonus damage with the
because you're slowing them.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
You're gonna see the crit animation right there with the spell power. Every time they're slowed, you're gonna just all the crits. It's really nice to see some crits, but yeah.
So then level 4, what are you thinking about level 4?
So level 4, Q is there's no question about it. What you're picking here, it's Q every time. Backbiter is just anti-synergy with Orphea. It doesn't match the kit at all. The only reason I'd pick this is if I was up against 5 melees and they are all chasing us down, like an Orphea or Tanis. Yeah, just 5 melees basically. But even still, I'd probably pick Q because it reduces your base cooldown to 4 instead of 5. So if you miss your Q, you're gonna basically if you miss your Q, you're at the most vulnerable state you can be as Orphea, and reducing that cooldown by 1, it's huge. It can really save your life at a lot of moments. So it's always Q. It's great to chase down enemies as well because it sets the cooldown to 0.75 instead of what was it, 2 seconds, I think. So you can just slow Q, just keep on.
So you can spam it basically.
Yeah.
Is it insane? Oh, sorry, this just hopped into my head. Is it insane to get nano boosted with this hero?
Yeah, it's really insane. It's one of the greater heroes to put nano boost on.
Yeah. So, I'm just thinking about like
Anna.
Yeah, like all this damage bonuses, and then like with the reduced cooldown with Anna and the increased damage, that's probably crazy. That'd be insanely fun. Level 7. What are you thinking about level 7?
So I think this is where a lot of Orphea players like different talents.
Okay.
I like E a lot because it makes Orphea not as melee as she is gonna be with W. So if you go W, it's really mana hungry, and as well if you miss your W, you're not gonna get any value from your level 7 at all. So
you like the E?
I don't really like the W, even though I think it's fine to play. If you're just getting into Orphea, I think W build is super fine to go. In the lower ranks, you know, the people they're not as aware of that you can cancel it, and you're probably gonna get a lot of W value. So yeah, this is a great startup talent, like when you're learning Orphea. I think this one is at the higher ranks where you want to kite a lot and you want to basically dance around your enemies. This is a great option to pick. And the quest W is I don't like it, but I've seen people play it. You basically have to get out of your way, as Orphea is not supposed to be the one clearing multiple lanes on the waves, so it's just anti-synergy as well, in my opinion. It's basically a brawler that you want to get a lot of stacks on with your E, and once it's stacked, it's a really strong talent.
So maybe like for advanced players, you'd recommend E. For newer players, maybe the red W talent, and then for nobody, the green W talent.
Not nobody. I think it's fine. Just if you like it, yeah, I think you can play it.
Level 10. What are you thinking about for the ultimates?
So in 80% of cases, you want to go Crushing Jaws. It's just great, like follow-up CC, even engage CC as well. In some cases, it's just, I don't know, a lot of damage, a lot of, you know, it's stuns as well for 0.5, so great interrupt as well. And it's a good zoning tool as well. If you're chasing someone, you can just put it
behind them.
You can't chase Arthas, but you just put them behind, and they can't move up. So they have to stay in the place or move up and get stunned or back off. So yeah. And if you want to pick this, it's basically, if you're playing with a Leoric, you can, while he entombs, you can just put it down on the entomb, and he will, you know, the person in the entomb is gonna take a lot of damage from this, as well as maybe against Deathwing and people with a lot of like big hitboxes. You can just put this down when, if for example Deathwing is breathing, and it's gonna bounce a lot of times and just zone out everyone else. They can't really move into Deathwing, so yeah.
So
it's very situational. Yeah.
So when like it sounds like both are pretty good. Maybe Crushing Jaws is more often good. Like what's like the determining factor where you're like, all right, Eternal Feast is the way to go this game?
Basically, if you have a lot of lockdown, you have like ETC, Mosh Pit, you have what else? Yeah, just Entomb.
Zarya ultimate.
Yeah, Zarya with the ultimate that
the Sacramento. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you can go this if you want to do like a big wombo combo. But this is, I think Crushing Jaws is just it's super great.
Okay, so like it sounds like it's probably more damage if you can rely on your teammates to hold them in one spot for you, and if you can't, just go for the Crushing Jaws.
Yeah, for sure.
So then 13, what are you thinking about for 13?
So 13, this is also one of the reasons I picked E at 7, because this talent, the trait talent, is it's super broken, this one. But yeah, I always go this because I always go E on 7.
Wow.
So E on 7 is a big part why this talent is a big part on why I pick E on 7. Because I just think it's super broken. But if you're going W on 7 here, I think you go W on 13 as well.
Okay.
But this is why I don't like W build, because this is a great talent. It basically gives you one of your passive stack on each hero hit. So hit one hero, you're gonna get one stack. We take some damage here as well, because if you hit a lot of heroes with this as well, it's gonna heal you a lot. So
it's a lot of healing.
Let's see, yeah, okay. So you get basically full heal.
Wow.
If you hit a lot of heroes, and yeah, your auto attack as well is gonna do lots of damage. Yeah,
I want to see. Yeah.
So,
I'm so curious.
If,
yeah. Oh, so it charges a little. Wow, that's a ton of healing. And then you hit it with the auto attack.
Yeah, so
it's full health.
It's just great. If they chase you down, you know, they are clumped, they are all melees. Just pop your, you're in danger, pop your D, and you just try to hit as many as possible.
Wow.
You're gonna get a huge heal.
It looks disgusting.
Yeah, it's great.
So it's more about the heal, this one. It's not a ton of damage, or it's decent damage?
On later, on 16 and 20, this is gonna be big damage. But it's basically just, it helps with damage, and it helps with like chase down, keeping it slow from level 1. So just keeping up your spells and keeping up the slows makes you like easier to hit your Qs. Yeah, just pop it up whenever it's just 10-second cooldown. You can just pop it up like when you're clearing waves, when you're taking camps. It's just very nice clear.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay, awesome. So then 16, what are you thinking about for 16?
So 16, I always go the passive at 16. It scales with your 20. We're gonna talk about it later, but yeah, it ignores armor. So basically against a Garrosh, let me see. This talent against armor heroes, this is very good. You know, it's
Would you?
Is why Deathwing is really hard to play against an Orphea, because you basically get one shot from Orphea.
With the feast too, he can't get out of it.
Yeah.
Now,
I haven't taken it.
Oh yeah. If there are no armor heroes, would you still go for this?
Yeah, I always go for this one, because it's
just more damage.
It's more damage plus the 222 spell damage. It's gonna stack up a lot. So.
Okay. That is a shit ton of damage. Wow.
Yeah. So.
You shred Garrosh. That's insane.
Yeah. The armor heroes basically become non-existent into Orphea. If you have a little bit of lockdown on a tank with armor, you can basically just you can destroy tanks and the Deathwing in general.
So then,
this is always great.
What's that 20 synergy with the 16? I'm curious.
So the 20 synergy is basically every time you hit an enemy with your passive auto attack, like that, you're gonna get one stack. So you're gonna see your stacks down here. So every stack gives you 3% spell power. So if the fights take a long time, like it's a long drawn out fight, you're basically gonna get a lot of value with this talent. So you just basically wanna
just keep it up. Is that Blizzard?
What?
Is that a standard Blizzard UI?
This one.
That like purple thing with the glowing.
Oh, this one. Yeah, it shows when you're fully stacked, even to the enemies. So if Orphea's glowing like this, he's gonna have a lot of damage. So be careful if you're playing against.
I see what you mean. So that extra purple aura around the hero means she's fully stacked.
Yeah.
But now at the bottom, like near
this one.
Yeah, right above your action bars, it has like the 10 glowing purple things. That's there standardly?
Yeah, it's standard.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So,
That's pretty elaborate. Okay, nice. I like it.
yeah, it helps with knowing when your spell power runs out. So
That helps a lot.
you have to do some passive. But yeah, here's the 16. It does 231. But if you're fully stacked, it deals 320.
Wow.
So you always want to auto attack. It doesn't matter when. Like always throughout your auto attacks. If you have a passive under you,
yeah,
you always want to auto attack.
Just keep throwing them out.
Because it just deals a lot of damage.
We got the build now during the early game. So it's level 1. Your teammates are running down mid. What are you thinking?
So early game, I like to just brawl a lot. Just damage everyone as much as you can. Don't be too aggressive, but you also don't want to be too passive, because she is kind of a melee hero. You have to be kind of close to the target to keep going, kind of. So I just brawl and just hold rotations. Orphea's really good at holding rotations, so just hide in a bush somewhere if they're coming, and just poke them down, basically. She's also great at like clearing waves. Level 1, you want to position your E like in the middle of the wave and then jump afterwards. It basically just clearing a whole wave.
Against the clear?
Yeah. So she's not the best at camps either, but you know, she's fine at it. So but in general she doesn't want to be on camp duty, but sometimes you have to do it because the other heroes are even worse at taking camps. You just want to be as annoying as possible early game. Just jump around with your Q, hit a lot of Qs. Yeah, that's basically the early game.
Okay, so it's a little bit later game now. What are you thinking about for like objective team fights or just team fights?
So in team fights, you always want to hit the front. You always want to hit the tanks, stack up your passives. At 20, you always want to stack up your passive before you go in hardcore. But yeah, just wear them down. You're basically a brawler in the melee range, so the only ones you can hit basically is the ones up front. But you can also flank on some maps. Just you know, with your crushing jaws, you can come from behind in the back line, maybe just set it up. And but in general, just play front to back as Orphea. Just go, yeah, just stay with your team, because if she gets caught out, she's basically doomed, I'd say. And if you miss your Q, you're in danger as well.
Any heroes Orphea has trouble with? Any counters?
Yeah, so if you didn't know, she has a lot of cast time on a lot of her abilities. So 0.5 on Q, 0.625 on W. So you know, you can basically interrupt her casts a lot. So against Lucio or something, he can just press Q on you and you're gonna get cancelled. And then it's gonna get on a small cooldown, and you it might be the death of Orphea, you know. So it's really rough against Lucio, against ETC, just in general, anyone that can interrupt your casts.
Okay.
And
maybe like Murden with that a talent where if he auto attacks you.
Yeah, sometimes.
Or not as bad.
It's not as bad, but it can for sure hinder Orphea. But I mean, the hakke is also one big. Like you can easily lick Orphea when she's in her W animation.
Oh.
So this is also a reason why I don't like to go W build, because you can easily get interrupted in 0.6. Especially in higher elos, they know when you're gonna jump. They can just
punish
instantly interrupt you. Yeah, but in lower elos, they mightn't think of it. So that's why I like, you know, I think you can go W build in lower elos and it will work just as great as this one.
Any heroes you feel that really empower Orphea? Good like teammates?
Yeah, basically anyone with slows, anyone with hard CC, and Anna, as you said before, nanoboost is super great on Orphea.
Yeah.
But someone as like Blaze, that he has the oil with the increased slow talents. You can't miss your abilities on them, and you can just hard lock down slows.
Yeah,
Any
that sounds
hero
awesome.
that has those is super great with Orphea.
Anything else you want to add that you think players would benefit from?
The thing is with Orphea is your Q is basically, it's a talent that lets you get out of trouble a lot. So when you're clearing waves, you never want to Q your wave, because this is the only escape you have. So always EW the waves, never Q. If you know where everyone is, you can Q the wave if you know you're safe, but it's basically your escape tool. So if you're confident you're gonna hit it, you can just throw it out whenever, because it's very important that you don't miss your cues. And even when you're chasing, I see a lot of people do this. Let's say you're chasing this guy, the target dummy here on the left. People always want to cue the target dummy that's sprinting away. He might dodge it side to side as well, but you have to also remember that you can queue other enemies as well. So let's say there's a white man here healing this guy. She's standing still with her healing thing active. So this guy might dodge left to right. You can queue this guy instead and come close instead here. So
like that.
He's running away. You can just get back.
Yeah.
So just try to find the easiest target that you can queue, so that you can dash afterwards.
So like the mobility, so basically like the contact with a hero is more important than like what hero gets hit most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. But if you need a damage on one guy, you always want to queue the guy you're chasing. He's gonna be slowed as well from your passive. So it's just in some cases, if you're not sure you're gonna hit, but this guy is standing still, you just queue that guy, and
that makes sense.
you can. And one more thing with Q here is you queue. You can wait. You don't have to click instantly, but you can just auto attack a bit and then dodge abilities. If there's a mind control coming here, and you just queue, so you don't have to instantly. You can just wait a bit. But in my opinion, it's always nice to get where you want instantly.
Okay, I did see that. Like when you hit Q, there's that little channel. You have that little timer.
There's one shadow walls. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fast.
Even as well, like if you get stunned, or if you get rooted a bit here, and then your root turns off, you can still dash away in some cases. So yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Azyrite. This is super helpful. I feel like this will help people climb a lot. Any shout outs? Anything you wanna promote?
Shout out to the org, man, the Chile Mountain org. They're great, and yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Azyrite. That's basically it.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And that's AZYRITE at Azyrite on Twitter. Give him a follow. He's super awesome for all your big Orphea and Cassia plays. Yeah, good stuff. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.